Heidi Watney met with the players earlier. Heidi, where do you sense this team is mentally coming into this division series?
Matt, I visited with several players and coaches ahead of this opening game of the division series, and one thing I noticed was a sense of calm or quiet confidence. They feel like there isn't much standing in their way.
Leading off for the Astros, the designated hitter, Jordan Alvarez.
0-1. Jordan Alvarez is in to start things out as he swings and misses at that one at strike one. Guys, what a turnaround it's been for the Royals as they've bounced back from consecutive 100-loss campaigns to reach this year's postseason.
1-1.
It's easy to forget after the last few years that they're just 5 seasons removed from winning the World Series. Hey, these Royal fans have stuck it out, and now they're rewarded with a trip back to the postseason. Let's see if they keep this rolling.
Yeah, that's a good point. Basically, none of the big pieces from the 2015 team are on this Royals roster for this particular go-around in the postseason. So he gets the swinging strikeout on the changeup. Jordan Alvarez becomes the first out of the inning. 1 run, 4 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Astros. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Don't expect too many more high fastballs in this one. He is known for his sinker, keeping the ball on the ground.
0-2 once more. Got him. And that's the 3rd time we've written a K next to his name in this one.
That's 10 strikeouts for him now, and I'll tell you.
Oh my God, she actually came. Did you say something like in the group? Did I miss something? No, because like Des literally got off maybe, I don't know,
the first base
6-7 minutes ago. And was just like, damn it, just come, send him out.
Swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play. Wind up and the 0-1.
Has work at 6 and such a thing, guys.
Could we see another strikeout here? It's 0-2 now.
Boy, he looks strong up there on the mound this inning. He's got a chance to punch out the side in order, and against the middle of the order, too.
And the throw just does beat him at the bag.
I can't imagine having to be at work that early. I've only done that
bottom of the 6th inning now. Into the box now.
Leading up for the Royals, the shortstop, number 27.
In the air out to straightaway left. Under it now is Brantley, and he has it for the first out.
The batter, number 15, second baseman, with
Justin Verlander,
Merrifield.
The only time I ever did that was for because it was either work the morning with literally everyone on hand and counting as opposed to releveling, or work the night shift by myself, being the only one there knowing to talk to him the entire time.
Not always the play.
Count 1-0.
All right, yeah, I'd rather do some counting. No, we never had a mid-shift for inventory. It was you either came in at 6 and worked till 4, or you came in at 3 and worked till 9. So you can take the shorter one, but you're by yourself and you're doing nothing but leveling.
Now the 2-0. Hit hard on the ground.
But also, if you don't finish the level by yourself, which is fine because you're alone, but you will have to deal with all the crusty old night crew guys that are going to be pissed at you even though they have no right to be because you didn't do their job for them. Because, by the way, you also have 5 trucks.
The center fielder, number 4.
Timing just to take off there as this one's fouled off to the right. Here comes the 0-1.
God, I don't miss it at all. I was literally talking to my mom yesterday, I think it was, about how I'm getting my plane ticket tomorrow to go down in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and she's like, oh, like she gets anxiety whenever I'm like away for a long period of time. And I'm like, I just thought of something that might make you feel better. And she's like, I doubt it, but what? And I was like, imagine if I still worked at the grocery store right now. She gave me a look like, all right, you're right.
Well, pitching domination continues. Just a total of 2 runs on the board, so both of these starters should feel really good about their showings.
And then she made a comment, she was like, you might be the only one on the plane. I'm seeing posts about people taking flights, and they're the only ones. I'm like, that's better, though, no? Like, that means I'm not around people.
There's another pitch for a strike.
Can you imagine, like, I'd be... Oh, yeah, go ahead, Ashton.
Being aggressive early on, and if he continues to throw strikes like he is,
the right fielder, number 30.
Got him to go down
Kyle.
Like, if I had a flight to myself, though, I'd be taking so many Snapchats acting like I'm some big shot. Like, yo, I'm out here on my own plane right now. Like, I decided I want to step up in the world a little bit, so I got myself a private plane, so that way I can travel wherever I want to.
The third baseman, Hunter.
Who wants to come with me? I got room for about, a bunch of you. But,
This is hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. And this is going to get down for what should be extra bases. And there's your potential go-ahead run.
Up next to the Royals, the catcher,
anybody put on this guy so far. He's been throwing the ball really well, but that was one of the few mistakes we've seen him make.
And a good throw gets him one gone.
Right? That's one thing. Like, I haven't had any sort of human contact other than in person, other than my parents in 3.5 years. This is someone.
That may be enough to break our tie. That's down for extra bases. And the runner will score from second.
Like, I'm coming from 2 jobs that involved being around a lot of people for a lot of time.
Now batting, number 66.
Boy, those have to feel really good here. Or he's getting late in the game. You come up with a big RBI base hit right here.
I think I'm feeling some chocolate.
Hey. Imagine if I were working at a grocery store right now still.
You're a house cat.
He can't take this chalky milk. Where's the glass? Hey, King, take this chalky milk. Laughing at James. I hate it. Thanks, James. You could start an OnlyCams and flash people your butthole for money. Come on, dude. Yeah, but you can get paid. We all do things that we don't like doing and get money. Wait, does this boy look at your butthole? Does he just like stare at it? Like Mona Lisa?
Looking into it like it's Sauron's eye.
I put my headset back on and the first thing I heard is I don't even like it when my boy looks at my butthole.
Enormous cosmic power. Spicy.
Ooh, spicy booty hole. No thank you.
Like looking at it?
Although now I really want Taco Bell, but I'm so soured on my experiences there the last 3 or 4 times I've went that I honestly, me, who used to live there, doesn't want to go back. These are the same assholes that I've gone 3 times now, and every time I go, there's a cone in the drive-thru, and it appears that they're closed because there's no one there. And then, turns out, no, they actually weren't closed. And then, the one time I went and stayed dedicated and said, fuck it, I'm going to go, and if there's a cone, I'm staying there, and I'm waiting till that cone moves. Because I went, and I saw the cone, so I ordered Applebee's, because Applebee's is a stone's throw away. I waited 20 minutes, I came back, and I went to get my Applebee's, because I already paid for it, and it was open again. So I went, and I stayed dedicated, and I went. I ordered $21 worth of food, you know, 8 burritos.
Was that whatever you... Oh, sorry.
No. I get the same thing usually, 8 burritos, a quesadilla, you know, that's usually about it. Yeah. And, yeah.
Ocho burrito. How?
Because metabolisms. Antifreeze.
No, what?
So I pull up.
How do you eat 8 I can't even eat 8 burritos in one Oh wait, are we talking like Chipotle-sized burritos?
Taco Bell burritos.
I don't know how big those are. I've eaten 3 Chipotle burritos in one sitting though.
So I pull up and they say, "Oh, we got a problem though." And I was like, "Oh, let me guess, the freeze machine isn't working." Because my Taco Bell's freeze machine is down more than any McDonald's ice cream machine that you could think of, period. So I say that, and they're like, "No, it's not that. We don't have any burritos or quesadillas." So I'm thinking to myself, okay, now I've seen this place run out of beef before, cheese before, you know, you name it. They've ran out of it at one point or another. But that's when I go there at, you know, like 1:30, they're about to close in a half hour, and they ran out for the day. This was at 6 p.m.
That's pretty good.
No, it was midweek.
You offer to show them your butthole.
That might have worked.
And then to boot, and I think I've told a few of you this already, but like, I went to Friendly's, which is like, I don't know, picture like a Sonic, I guess. I went there, it's a local place. I went there, and I ordered, you know, some food, about maybe $25, $30. I got myself a nice big cheese smothered burger, some mini mozzarella sticks, some ice cream. I go in there, and I was already paid for. All I gotta do is I walk in, I literally pick up my bag and leave. They're doing all this contactless, you know, if you already paid for it, you just come in, you grab it, you go. You don't even gotta talk to anyone or look at anyone. I grab it, I come home. It's about a 10-minute drive or so. I get home. I sit down, I open my bag, and I look. I don't have my ice cream.
Then back into this one.
That was not my day.
You just inspired me to get chocolate milk and solidarity. I'll be back.
Eric was the fucking best.
Yeah, he and his teammates have really been shut down by some very good pitching in this one. Been fun for a guy like me to watch.
He was so dedicated, dude.
So
the batter, the left fielder.
I've got a piece of the Taco Bell menu in my basement, like a whole just menu, like actual, like the thing they have hanging above, like with the counter when you walk in. So there was this one kid in high school that, like, people weren't mean to him, but like nobody talked to him. Like, he tried to be like fit in and be normal. Just people weren't, like, it was weird, like, because normally people in high school, like, are assholes about that if they don't want you in there. They weren't assholes to him, but nobody talked to him. Nobody acknowledged him. This kid was a major loner, even though he didn't want to be. I never really even saw him till my senior year. He was like a year or two younger than me. So whenever I saw him, like, I gave him a little shout. I ran to school my senior year. So whenever I saw him, I was always with other people, and I gave him a little shout out. And I was like, yo, Matty Prov. That was his name. That's what we called him. That's what I called him, Matty Prov. I called him Prov. His name was Matthew Proventure. Like, yo, Matty Prov, what's up, dude? And he's just like, hey, like, what's going on? It made his day. You could tell his smile ear to ear. You know, I was really nice to people that people didn't like in high school. So fast forward a few years later, I hadn't talked to him the second after I graduated, never seen him again a day in my life. Fast forward a few years though, and he works at Taco Bell. Now, that's one thing, but also, as it is, the people there know me by name because of how frequent I was, and also because once they introduced online ordering, I just did that so I didn't have to, like, talk to people, pay it for my card. I just pull up, order my shit. Or if I'm going inside, I used to trick my friends because they didn't know about it at first. So I'd order on my phone, hit, you know, dine in, and you don't walk up to the counter at all. You just walk in, sit down, and be like, nah, I'm not getting anything, or I just ordered a drink, you know. But then all of a sudden they call my name as my friends are still standing there ordering, and they're like, what the fuck, how? So they knew me there. I walk in one day. It's like, I don't know, the lobby at ours closes at like 10. So it's like 9:30. We're in there. There's nobody in there. And I see Matty Prov working. And whenever Matty Prov saw me on the inside, or heard my voice at the drive-thru, or saw my name on an order, he would always throw in like 2 extra bags of Cinna Twist, just like for free. You know, just here you go, bud. And I love those things too. I never ordered them, but I always loved them. So I was like, oh, yeah. So I was like, oh shit, man, like you're the man. You got to do that, man. I appreciate it. But he's like, nah, I got you, fam. And I'm like, all right, cool. And so one day I'm in there, and he knew it was my birthday the next day, or like in 2 hours, because it was almost midnight. So he's like, yo, I got you. Comes out with this huge fucking, I mean, like a platter. Like, I didn't even know they had these things, but a platter of nachos. Cinna twists. And then as I'm like, oh my god, dude, like, you know how to do that. Like, thanks, I appreciate it. Like, nah, we got you, you know. I'm like, oh god, like, this is amazing. So we're over there, like, we're having a great time. And like nobody's there, and I see them start changing the big sleeves in the menu above the register, and I'm like, damn, I kind of want that, cause like people used to steal the window signs from there all the time somehow. Like we had some hanging up in my cousin's old apartment, all over his minivan, stuff like that. I'm like, damn, I've never taken anything like that, but you know, how cool would it be if I could take one of those somehow, like, you know, because all these people, they just walk up and peel the signs off the windows late at night, like when no one's paying attention or whatever. How sick would it be if I'm like, yo, I got the menu, and they like just ask him for it. Or like I saw him walking over to the trash with it. Some dude walking over to the trash with the menu piece. I'm like, whoa, can I have that? And he goes, this? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I don't know if I'm supposed to give this to you, but like, I guess. So I got it. There's a bunch of other free shit.
Brad.
Like he knew everything was going on, like because of the shit they brought out, and like you could hear Matt talking to me about it. So he's like, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, oh yeah. Still got it to this day. That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Now batting, the third baseman, Hunter.
Very nice.
Dozier.
Gary, what did you say you were drinking? Did you say Solidarity milk?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
That's milk you drink when your friend toasts it. He doesn't put his ice cream.
So you're drinking chocolate milk because I didn't get my ice cream.
Number 13.
Yeah.
Salvador.
Thanks.
Pour one into my gullet. The daddy's wet trash bag. God.
Oh, you missed it. Yuri changed his name three times today, actually. This is the one you see now is the final result. Yuri, want to tell you what your first name change was?
Turned on that one and crushed it.
What was my first name change? That was a long time ago.
See, I wasn't gonna say it. I would only just say Big Fat. I'm not gonna say the last two parts because no.
Big Fat.
Bregman gloves it. The second for one. On to first, and he really paid the price at second base.
In my opinion, that one was the best one.
In my opinion, I was gonna block him if he kept the
So
game.
digging in now.
Leading off for the Astros, the designated hitter, Jordan Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen.
Also, actually, you missed it. His profile picture changed, for that matter, to a picture of Dez, like, laying on her bed, or a bed, and it had, like, a circle with a line through it, as if to say, like, no Dez is allowed.
So no Dez is allowed.
So,
now,
I'm not gonna lie, Yuri,
number 58.
I might have, kind of planned up something with her here, because at one point, well, we had like 7 of us in here. I called her on Facebook, and like, thank God that she was bright enough to realize that like I'm calling her for, so I can't say something in the party. So she didn't say anything, just turned her mic off, and I said, look, I've got a picture I want to send to you. If I send this to you,
picture?
You should make it your PlayStation picture, and then change your name to something having to do with Smum. So her picture is Yuri with blue semen on his face, and her name is Smum Please. And more specific, it's the picture that I had just sent to the group. It's what sparked the whole Smum talk, you know, a couple of months ago to begin with.
Give me that Smum, Daddy.
If it weren't for the fact that that shit looks so crusty on your lips, I'd say that that looks like, you know, like maybe soft serve cotton candy ice cream, or like, you know, something good.
Low.
But it like thrusted up on your mouth the second it didn't touch your teeth. which I understand is probably like what that like fluoride foam or whatever the fuck
Looked
it
like
is
he was
probably
going to
does.
wait him out, see if he was going to come over the heart of the plate. Well, newsflash, he is, and this hitter's going to adjust his batting gloves.
Until you tell the one girl that's, you know, about your height and very dreamy that I'm gay.
The batter, number 1. Shortstop, Carlos.
I can't.
0-1.
No, I get the panic part, but I can't say I've ever in a panic said I'm gay to a girl that I was into, or seemingly, you know, might have a thing for. Like this might go.
Because you've never done ecstasy, Reed.
You're right. I have never done ecstasy in my life. That is a accurate statement to make.
We can change that.
No, no. I'd rather not.
The batter, the first baseman, Yulieski.
That's the fourth time he struck out in this game alone, and that's not something you'll forget very quickly. That's about as bad of a day as you can have.
That's one of my favorite things of all time, because I can just picture him coming around the corner. Literally, I can picture you in all, like, being all serious, like, no, I don't think he's gay, or no, he's definitely not gay. And then he just comes around the corner, his arms, like, his elbows tucked in, so he's got, like, short little wings. He comes down the corner, bzz, buzz, buzz, I'm gay. I'm gay, buzz, buzz.
Buzz, I'm gay.
Well, he will make the catch on the hard hit ball out there. And that matters here as this ball game is over. So the Royals have taken game 1 of this division series.
That and James, didn't you kiss a man in a gay bar once?
This is just a 5-game series, so
no, I got throat punched. I did not accept the kiss.
Hey, no, I said James.
Now, if
he said
it happened twice.
They will be really in a critical position.
And on the losing end of this one, how about the Astros?
The first time it was because I befriended an elderly gay man, and by elderly I mean like 65, and he tried to, he stuck his whole tongue in my mouth, and I was in an elevator with him one time. And then the second time was because I met a girl at a bar, and I was talking to I was talking with her and her friend, her gay friend, who was supposedly visiting from Colorado, and we hit it off pretty well. So we were talking at the bar, and at the end of the night, we just got talking like, oh, what part of LA do you live in? She goes, oh, I live in Hollywood. I go, oh, no way, I live in Hollywood too. I'm near Santa Monica and Vine. She goes, I'm off Santa Monica and Vine. I went, what? And we figured out that she lives about like a quarter of a block away from where I live. And so I said, oh, I can totally just like drop you and your friend off at your apartment if you want. She went, oh, no way. And I said, yeah, I'm DD tonight, so I got you. So I drove her home. And as I'm letting her out at her apartment, she leans over just for like a little hug. And I'm like, oh no, I thought I was totally gonna get a smooch, but whatever. So she gives me a hug, and then she gets out, and I drive a 2-door. So she gets out of the front seat, and then she opens the door, pulls the front seat forward, so that way her guy friend in the back can get out. Guy friend comes over to me, gives me a hug, and cool, and then kisses me on the cheek. I'm like, oh, cool, that's sweet. And then he kisses me on the other cheek, like turns my cheek and kisses me on the cheek. I'm like, oh, that's, maybe he's European, that's new. And then grabs both of my cheeks with his hands and sticks his tongue to try to see what my uvula tastes like. And, yep. So, I was
at that point, I would
on the wrong one.
Bottom of the inning now. And that brings in Hunter Dozier.
Leading
I was apparently hitting the wrong one without noticing it.
Hunter Dozier.
I've had 2 gay people hit on me. Two openly, like I know they're for a fact.
The designated hitter.
Well, and one of them I kind of brought upon myself. I think
do I count?
No. Because I know you've got that straightness into you, even though you deny it.
Springer has to roam straight back, but he has it for the first down.
No, that's just because he was.
The catcher, number 13.
I used to think I was in high school.
Oh, wait. Reed, who are these 2 men?
One of them was actually recently. One of them was like this past December. I was DJing an office Christmas party, and there's this really hot girl that wouldn't stop staring at me in college that was there, and she has like a really good gay friend, and I'm thinking to myself, and I see the gay friend, and I'm like, I didn't see her there. I see the gay friend, and I'm like, okay, I know this guy. I follow him on Instagram, so that way I can, like, you know, because she's like really good friends with him and all that, and maybe from like I have her on Snapchat. Like we talked on occasion. Like she's not just like some random shit. Like, but she had like a huge staring problem, at least with me. Like she wouldn't stop staring at me. Yeah, very. Like, and that's the thing. Like everybody else, including some of her own friends in that class, like confirmed me. Like, no, she keeps staring at you. We don't.
Carlo.
Like, well, hopefully it's good. Like, but either way, I'm like, either way, I'm like, damn, she's hot. Like one of the best looking girls I've ever seen in my life. And she, so her gay friend's at this Christmas party. He works at the office for the that I'm DJing for, and I'm thinking, all right, like I'm gonna. And on top of that, the gay friend is with one of my closest friends' stepmothers. Like, I'm really close with the stepmom, too, so I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I'm gonna go over there. I'm like, oh my god, hey, Heather. Like, oh, it's so crazy to see you here. I didn't know you worked here. Like, I'm DJing your party. Oh, hey, Matt, is it Matt? I know you, Matt. You're friends with Amanda, you know, so on and so forth. Hit it off. Yo, let me take a Snapchat with you. Let's hit her up. And then, you know, me and him can, like, maybe hit it off, get on a good note, and be like, yo, we should hang out sometime, you know, get together, invite her, you know. No, he's like, and he's talking to me like, I know you from somewhere, you know. And that was how I played it in my head. So what actually happened was, he kept coming up to me and saying, oh my god, can you play like Britney Spears' Toxic?
I love that, man.
I wish I was kidding.
That song is a banger.
I know, I'm not even kidding too, like he actually said that, I'm not bullshitting. Like he actually... So I was like, but either way, I'm like, alright, like, and I know he's a good guy too, so I'm like, alright, yeah, sure, like, why not? He goes, hey, wait a minute, I think I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, so I'm playing it cool, I'm like, okay, shit, gotta switch it up. Don't act like I know him. And then we'll roll from there. You know, I'll be like, okay, so... he goes, and the first thing he says to me, he's getting all close, like he kept getting all like close to me and like coming on to me before like we actually had any sort of conversation. And he finally says to me, he goes, Reed? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh shit, I think I follow you on Instagram. And I was like, oh yeah, like maybe, I don't know, like I follow a lot of people, you know, a lot of people follow me. There's a good chance, you know. And he did follow me, because I followed him. So he says to me, just outright, oh, so you're gay, right? Like, as he's like all close to me still, and I'm like, no, I'm not. He goes, huh? Why do I follow you on Instagram then?
Like,
you're
like, oh, and then I'm like, well, hold up, you're, and then I kind of bridge the gap to him, like, well, you're Amanda's friend, right? He goes, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, me and her, you know, we talked a little bit here and there, like we went to school together, like I follow, like we have a lot of the same friends, maybe that's it. Yeah, that's definitely it. And then I shit you not, like 45 seconds later, I see her walk in. And I'm like, hold the phone! I'm thinking to myself, this is too good to be true. And then it turns out she used to work at this office, but quit like halfway through the year for a better job. But like she still got invited to the Christmas party. Downside was, she walked in with a new boyfriend. I was like, oh, I thought you were single.
That does not qualify as him hitting on you.
No, like the things he was doing before that. Like when he was getting all close to me and being like, you know, like the looks he would give me, like when he's like, hey, would you play Britney Spears Toxic? Let me come back behind there, let me see what you got. Oh, here, do you mind if I, come here. Puts like his arm around me, but not like around the shoulder, like, you know, on top. It was like around the waist. And I'm like, okay, like, because he thought I was gay off the top. Like, I don't know what made him think that, but he thought I was gay, so like that's why. He's a larger fellow too, actually. That's the terrible part. Not hairy, but just big.
Back.
George Springer the next to hit. We're in the 8th now, and nothing's.
Well, no, that's how you about. I swear I think it was at least Dad. That tells, I think, about the time where I pretended to be gay towards someone else.
Now batting, the third baseman, Alex.
So back in high school, God, I think it was my sophomore year. I was a sophomore in high school, and at that point, I'm still a virgin. And a lot of people at this point are starting to lose it, or are not virgins already. So I'm thinking to myself, I gotta do something here. Like, I can't be that kid. Like, I'm going into my mind where, like, I'm gonna be a virgin in college. I'm gonna be a virgin when I get high school graduation.
Shut up.
So like, it was almost perfect. Like. So, but here's the thing too, in such a small area where everybody knows everyone, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to ever have a chance too, because like, if I don't lose it now to someone, by that point everybody's going to be hunkered down. Like, I'm going to be a virgin, like, in college and in my 20s and in my adult life, and like, I just, and it's not so much that I don't care about the actual title of being a virgin, but like, I want to have sex, shit. So here's, 15, 16-year-old me, like, fuck, I gotta do something. Like, and it got to the point too, so I go to freshman reception. So it's a dance we did every year. I don't know if they did it other places. Does it sound like a thing? Freshman reception, a thing other places?
Up next for the Astros, the catcher, Martin Maldonado.
It was this dance where the freshmen had to dress up like semi-formal, and then seniors got to dress up in like a themed costume, like, so that specific year I think it was like movie characters, and then sophomores and juniors are more than welcome to go. You just gotta pay to get in. So it was like a somewhat special dance. It was
leading up for the Royals,
and it was like towards the beginning of the year. Like at one point, there'd be one song where the seniors and freshmen would have to pair up. You don't actually have to, but they encouraged it. Yeah, like, all right, seniors, go find your freshmen. Like, so, and it would be like a slow dance.
Now batting, the second baseman.
So when I'm going as a sophomore now. Like, I already went. I'm going as a sophomore. I'm just going to hang out, like, have fun. And there's this girl that's a year older than me that goes. She's a junior. And when they do the freshman senior song, I'd never talked to her a day in my life. This girl, she's a little tanked. She's a little in the bag. She's drunk. Immediately comes up to me and just grabs me and says, "You want to dance?" I was like, "Yes!" Like, because it was a girl. Like, not exactly good looking. But I heard stories too that, like, she might be a little bit weird, but like, like a freak in the sheets type deal. I'm like, ooh, maybe she's like into me and like wants that Reed. I don't know. Like,
sweet.
Wants that Reed's Richard.
Oh god.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Mark.
I used to, so we danced like a couple of times from that point on, and then like that night or the next night, because it was like a Friday night, she starts messaging me on Facebook, and one thing leads to another, and she starts inviting me over. You should come over sometime. Like, I'm gonna have a fire. Like, a couple of friends are gonna be there. Like, that way, and I'm thinking, oh my god, this is perfect. She wants me to come over, and I can go there like for the first time and have it not be alone and like awkward. Have other people there that we both know, and like, kind of ease into it. And then I can even gauge it too. Like, maybe that was just me like making some shit in my head. Nah, she was definitely about it. Like, that might be the most obvious anyone's ever been about me. So I was like, alright, like, I think I got it in here. And so it got to this point where me and like two other friends like were like, yo, like, did you guys ever do it yet? And then we trust each other, like, no, like, we're actually all virgins still, like, the three of us. Like, we can't let the rest of our friend group know, because like we were part of like the in crowd. Like, we can't let people know about this, so we're like, well, let's make a bet. Who's gonna? Well, I'm gonna lose my virginity first. No, I'm gonna lose mine first. So I say no. I call Tanel right now. She'll come pick me up, and because that's the thing, I couldn't drive yet. She'll come pick me up because she's a year older. I'll go up to her house and I'll win this bet in 5 minutes. So.
Hey, he's gauging accurately for your first time.
So like, I was confident, and I'm thinking to myself, I gotta I'm exuding confidence on the outside, but on the inside, I'm like,
oh heck.
I'm nervous about this, but like, I gotta do this. Oh yeah, literally just, oh heck, like, I gotta do this, like. but like I don't know if I want to, but like I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna remember the first person I sleep with for the rest of my life. Do I really want that to be her, or do I really want this to be my only chance and not do it? So I start going. She keeps inviting me over, and I keep going over, and like we'd have the house to ourselves sometimes. But like as I'm getting there, her brothers start showing up. She has 2 younger brothers, younger than me. So she'd have 2 brothers show up. Like sometimes they'd be around, sometimes like, whatever. Like something would always get in the way. So like I'm going over a couple times, like trying to ease into it. And like for example, like we'd be watching a movie. Parents aren't home. We're in the living room watching a movie. Literally, it's the classic. We're laying on the couch. She got a blanket that she's putting over the both of us. Then one of the brothers comes in. One of the brothers didn't really care. He kind of did his own thing. Went up in his room, just stayed. But then another brother comes in. And he lays down on the other couch directly across from us. And, like, isn't even really watching the movie and just, like, staring at us. And I'm like, oh my god, he's being a protective younger brother. So I'm like, alright. And this would go on and on. She'd be like, let's go in my room. Well, that turned into the 3 of us being in her room. So... one thing leads to another, and one night, and so like I knew the brothers a little bit now at this point, especially the one that wouldn't leave me alone. So I'm like, I got an idea. Maybe he'll leave me alone, and not think that I'm trying to get with his sister, if I just pretend that I'm gay. So, me and him are messaging on Facebook one night, and I'm like, you know what? Full commit. I start coming on to him. Like, he's saying things about him and his sister. I'm like, nah, I'm not into his sister. I mean, I'm not into your sister. There's a good chance I might be going over there to get into a little something else, if you know what I mean. Stuff like that. And he is picking up what I'm putting down, because I think that he's playing it off as like, I don't want to be mean to this kid that's apparently gay and wants me. So he's like, oh, I would, but I got a girlfriend, so sorry, man. Because like that's what I would do if I was feeling like, nice about it. So I'm like, oh, damn. Well, I'll tell you what. If you ever, you and her aren't together anymore, like, let me know. Stuff like that. He's like, oh, I can't, like I said, I'm dating a girl, and like, just sorry. I'm like, oh, well, shucks, whatever. Hope this isn't weird or anything. Like, no, it's fine. You're fine. I'm like, yeah, okay. Just I like hanging out with your sister. Like, we're good friends. God, like, I don't know, maybe. So that never happened either. Like, me and her never slept together, and boy, am I glad that didn't happen. Lost my virginity like later on that year, and oh yeah, I still won the bet too, actually. The girl that I lost it to was my first girlfriend. She was like, I told her about it afterwards, and she's like, wait, let's text your friend right now. Let me give me his number. I'll text him and just say that you won the bet. Like, she was that type of person. I'm like, oh, all right. But no, so about 6 weeks after I was messaging that kid, I open up Facebook one day and I see this big, long novel of a post. I'm like, the fuck is this? So I start reading it, didn't pay attention to who it was, and I scroll back up and I see, oh, okay, so it's him. So it's the younger brother. I'm like, this is weird. He's going off on stuff, being all sentimental, and I didn't read. I skimmed down to the bottom. He came out of the closet. And I was like, oh shit! I came on to a gay kid! He was, I think he, like, in the long run, I don't think he knew right at the moment there, but I think in the long run he knew that, like, what I was doing. Because he was also, like, a wicked nice guy in general, too, like, after that. Like, after I kind of grew out of the desperation, I'm trying to sleep with your sister phase, it was a little weird for a minute, but, like, well, what happened was, like, so I stopped talking to the sister, things were all in the clear for a while. I start dating my first girlfriend, who was, like, in the high school band, and so was he. So when he finds out that we're dating, he's like, oh, you're dating Reed, that's cool. Like, he used to hang out with my sister, like, we're all friends. And I'm like, oh, no.
Yes.
And, but, no, he was cool about it. Like, he knew right away, like, okay, so he's definitely straight. Like, he could tell I was into this girl that I was actually dating now, like, and he's like, yeah, no, you're all good. Like, he was cool about it. That just reminded me of something else that I don't think I've told anyone in this group. I almost had a threesome once.
When?
Like legit, almost. Downside though was 2 dudes, 1 girl.
Oh.
And I was not about it, but it just also almost happened. Like this was, like it was, like the cops got called. My parents were out looking for me. I almost had a threesome in the back of this truck, with like, and like at like 4 in the morning, on like when I had class the next morning. So, my freshman year of college, this is a story I love to tell. I don't know if it'll be as funny because you guys don't know the people involved.
You people.
So, my freshman year of college, like a month into the semester, it's October, and I had a friend that came home it was like Columbus Day weekend, but it was like that he came home that Thursday because he didn't have Friday classes. I did. And we're out hanging around, and he was like hooking up with this girl like in a not so secret but secretive way. Like everybody knew, but they always tried to like hide it, not talk about it. They didn't like acknowledge each other in public, stuff like that. But me being Mr. Jackass, like I always like just expose that shit. Like if they were around each other, you know, I'd be like, "Yo, your girlfriend's over there," like, you know, or like if he go to like, guys, I gotta go home for the night. Like, sorry. I'm like, "Oh no, you're just going to go, you know, fuck so and so," and so they both, and I was friends with the girl too. Like I was friends with him. Like me and him were good friends, but like me and her were pretty cool friends too. So they both would talk to me. What? Oh wow, that's
Hi,
really
James.
Good night, James.
So, they would both talk to me about the other, and then I would also be like, "Yo, this person, like, he just said this about you, so you should be aware that he's saying this to other people. Oh, she just said this about you." Like, you know, I was like a middleman, you know, therapist, whatever. Yeah, like, well, you know, I don't play sides. I'm like, look, I'm not taking, like, if you're both gonna involve me in this, like, I'm not taking a side though. Like, so one night, he comes home. I've got class next morning. I was still out late. It was like, I don't know, maybe just a little bit before midnight, and we're out like just driving around or whatever, and he goes, "Yo, do you want to go?" Because she was hitting him up, like, "Hey, come meet me like at our usual meetup spot. Like, you can hop in my truck. Like, I got plenty of room in the back seat for us to, you know, do our shit in." And he's like, "I don't think I want to tonight though." Like, cause that's the thing, like, he wasn't really too into her. Like, he liked sleeping with her, but he wasn't a fan of like committing to her. Yeah. So he's like, "I don't really, I'm not in the mood, like, you know what I mean?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." He's like, "Do you want to go like scare her though, like fuck with her?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, like she doesn't know I'm with you. So if we hop in my car, then, you know, I'll pull up next to her as if like, you know, I'm going to meet up with her like usual, and then you like sneak out and you get in, you know." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, sure, why not, whatever." The place that she wanted to meet up though, there's no phone service. My parents are very overprotective. So I had to text my mom, say, "Hey, look, I'm with this person. We're going for a ride up through this town up in the woods. There's no service. Like, if you don't hear from me for a little bit, that's why." She goes, "Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know." That's about 11:45 at night. I gotta get up for class the next morning. So we get up there, and we see we go to the meetup spot. It's right between this church and a general store. We see the truck. The lights are off. So I hop. So he parks in a way that like she wouldn't see me if I like creep out the door, and like just kind of sneak up to the truck. So I get out. I creep up to the truck, and like I keep my head down. Like we both had hats on, so I'm like, because he always wears a hat, so like, you know, you can't really tell in the dark. We have like the same figure. So I open the truck door and I get in, and she's on the phone, not looking at all at the passenger seat. Not looking at me at all. So she doesn't acknowledge with her eyes the person that just got into her truck. So she's sitting there like staring out the driver's window like, "Oh yeah, and then she's like, "Yeah, okay, I gotta go, bye." And then she hangs up the phone and immediately goes like into a texting. So she doesn't take her eyes off her phone, hasn't looked at me yet, and is wondering why the guy that she's planning to hook up with again is like silent right now. But really, it's me. So eventually she and I didn't know the other part of this, but she finally looks up, sees me, and like loses her mind. She's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" Like absolutely terrified. And then I'm like, "Oh, you know, haha, we got you." And she's like, "Jesus, what the hell? What are you doing here?" Turns around, looks out her driver's side window. There's my friend with his phone light under his face, like make a creepy face. She sees that, screams bloody murder again because she didn't realize that me and him came together. He gets in the back seat of the truck, me and her in the front seat. One thing leads to another, and at one point, like, we did every configuration imaginable. Me and him were in the back seat, she was in the front. No, I don't mean like that. I mean, like, just like, me and him were in the back seat, she was in the front. Me and him were in the front, she was in the back. Me and her were in the back, and he was in the front. Like, just, whatever. Because I didn't expect this to last long. I expected us to go up there, fuck with her, maybe talk to her for like 15 minutes, go back down into town. So, the final configuration was, of course, I'm in the front seat, they're in the back two seats. Or the back seat, like the back row of seats in the truck. Like, there was 2 rows of seats. And I'm like, and they're starting to get all touchy and every now and again, like, making out and stuff. And I'm like, hey guys, like, I'm literally just sitting right here. Like, this is kind of weird. And she starts taking some of his clothes off, and he starts taking some of her clothes off. And I'm like, yo, guys, for real though, like, I am literally right here. Like, 4 inches from you guys, pretty much. Like, I don't, and on top of it, I didn't really want to be here to begin with, but, like, I thought we were just gonna pull a little prank, have a little fun, see you later. Like, we've been here for a while now. I don't know what time it is, but, like, we've been here for a while now. And they start talking about, or she starts talking about how he has too hard of a time ever taking her bra off. Like, she has to do it herself. I'm like, oh, it's easy. You just gotta do it like this. And they're both like, bullshit. We don't believe that you can do it just like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, bet. And he's like, and they're both like, well, try it on her. I'm like, okay. So I did it to her. Snapped her bra off in, 0.2 seconds. She's like, oh my god, like, she caught it, like, it didn't actually fall off. Like, oh my god, like, how'd you just do that? Like, I'm like, nah, it's easy. So he would start making out with her and, like, holding her close to her and, like, pulling her down on top of him. And then when he would do that, he would start with, like, one hand pointing at it, like, do it again. Like, do it, make it seem like it's me doing it. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, so that happened, like, 4 or 5 times. Each time she knew it was me. And so I was like, okay, so she's clearly getting a little uncomfortable at this point. Maybe that will be enough for them to, like kind of, like, come to their senses, cool off, and, like, all right, like, let's at least get rid of Reed and then do this. Because, like, I want to go home. I definitely don't want to be in this situation. But it wasn't the case. They're getting even closer to just full-on doing it in front of me. So I said, all right, look, I've had enough. So here's what's going on. One of 2 things going to happen right now. You guys are about to stop, or I'm about to full-on get full frontal nudity up in this front seat and come back there with y'all. Because I'm thinking, if that didn't make them uncomfortable enough, I think they want to have a threesome. So they're like, nah, you're not going to actually do that. They didn't believe me. So I got down to my underwear and I said, look, I got 1 article of clothing left. I'm either about to hop in this or this is about to end so that I can leave. I want to go home. I need to go back, bring me back down to my car so I can go home and go to bed. I have class in a couple hours at this point. I don't know what time it is. So finally, they get it together. All the clothes go back on, but they were like, the guy was about it. He was about it. He was like, nah, let's just have a threesome. The irony in all this is, couple of years ago, he actually did have a threesome with one of our other friends, 2 guys, 1 girl. So now with that in my hindsight, I know he would have actually had a threesome that night. And she was, like, on the fence, but decided against it, thank God. Would I have actually done it? Probably not, no. But yeah, well, I wouldn't mind, exposing myself, because then I know I'm well endowed. If I take this pair of underwear off right now, I have nothing to be embarrassed about. But
that big reaping.
But the last thing I want is to see my friend with no clothes on. Like, I don't want to see his. I don't, and I've heard stories about it not being big, like, by multiple people, and I'm not worried about putting him to shame or making myself feel good or anything like that. I just don't want to see another dude without clothes on. I'm straight. Sorry, heterosexual. Can't help it. So eventually they got it together. All the clothes go back on. We hop in my friend's car. We start to leave. And it's kind of awkwardly quiet. But, like, not in, like, we're still wicked close friends to this day and all that. So I'm like, oh, shit. So he turns his car on. We start driving back into town. I look at the dashboard. It says 3:30. I'm like, fuck. I texted my mom and said we were going for a quick drive out of service. Almost 3 full hours ago. 4 hours ago, sorry. This is not good. The second we got into service, I called my mom, and I don't know if all phones do this, but, like, it was making that noise where it's like she's clearly on the other line with someone else. So I was
the
like,
boop?
yeah, the boop. It was giving me the boop. So I'm like, okay, she's on the phone with someone else. Who the fuck could she be on the phone with at 3:30 in the morning on a Thursday?
The cops.
Yep. Her and my dad were at the other, like my friend's house, talking to his parents, asking if they knew where we were, on the phone with the town police, seeing if they had any accidents reported. When I finally called, they were a wreck. Of course, too, like, they were fine, like, they weren't mad because they were just glad that I was okay. But I had to come up with the biggest bullshit story because I couldn't tell my parents, yeah, no, it was just me, him, and this other girl in this truck. We all got naked for a little bit and almost had a threesome.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
That was one of, like, the worst nights of my life. Like, it was just... It was terrible. Like, because of course, too, like, so we were there for almost 4 hours. We weren't naked for 4 hours. Well, I got to that point when I am not one to, like, give in to shit easily or, like, you know, I'm always like, oh, no, it's fine. Like, don't worry about me. So, like, for me to push myself to that point and be like, look, I'm going to make this as weird as fuck as possible for you guys if you're going to make it as weird as fuck as possible for me. Like I said, we're either all fucking or no one's fucking.
Kids, did you bring enough fucking to the class for everyone?
So that was 4 hours that I just sat there in, like, excruciating agony of boredom. Because these two are sitting here talking the whole time. And at first I'm like, yeah, like, we're all friends. Like, I'll talk a little bit. But then I'm like, okay, I want to go. No, but for real, like, I want to go. Why are you two back there now? I want to go. Why are clothes coming off? I want to go. Please stop making out. This is weird. Oh, also, I want to go. Fuck it. Can I have a go? Oh.
Go there.
Terrible. And then, yeah, to come back down into service to that. And then also have to get up for class in 3 hours after getting home.
Does he have another one? He does. It's another home run.
Solar power. That was fucking awful.
It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left. His second of the game. And it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Second home run of the game right there. He is locked in at the plate. You hear so many of today's players talk about rhythm and timing. Well, he is perfectly on time in the heart of the zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Looking to get this one
now
onto the ninth inning without any trouble.
Number 47, Chris.
And up steps Salvador Perez.
That's out.
3 runs. Already home here.
Ooh, I think you've told us this before. Yeah, no, this sounds familiar.
And that's a base hit into center field.
He got the pitch he wanted. He didn't miss it right there.
I don't think they train you for that anywhere.
Number 66.
Yeah.
In now, Ryan O'Hearn. High and deep to right center. Back goes Springer at the track. And just short of a home run, this ball's off the wall. The relay thought about going for second, but instead, now they've got him in a pickle. And it's in time. He's out at second as a good
Up
relay
next for
gets
the Royals, the third baseman, Michael Franco.
Stepping in now, Michael Franco. And he'll quickly send a line drive to center field. Springer is there, and he'll make... So up to the plate next will be Jose Altuve. He's
leading
the one
off
to
for
start
Houston,
off the ninth inning with his guys in danger of going down 2-0 if they can't win.
Yes.
Oh no, that screaming comebacker nailed him. Safe after the recovery throw. Good effort, but now we have to wonder whether or not
the
he's
left
going to be
fielder,
okay.
number 23.
And here's the left-handed hitting Michael Brantley. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Down the third baseline. This will get foul for strike 2. Now the 0-2 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Mondesi scoops it up.
He's
There's
out.
Merrifield.
He's out.
First, and that's the very last thing they needed at this point in the ball game, as there are quickly 2 away now.
The batter, number 44, designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0.
Well, that backdoor breaking ball just missed right there. It's a very effective pitch. If you can hit the outside corner of that pitch, it's unhittable.
Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. Crowd in excess of 37,000 come to their feet. Here's a swing and a long drive high in the air and deep to center field. And that one is gone on a 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning.
No surprise with that swing of the bat. This guy is simply one of the best in the game right now. There's not too many guys that take a beautiful hack like that in the league.
So next to swing the bat will be Carlos Correa.
Now batting, the shortstop, Carlos.
Right.
He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
I'm trying to think if I got any more fucked up stories like that now, too.
And it's taken for strike 2 as now they're down to their
I've been
final
offered,
strike here this
well,
afternoon.
not offered, but asked
Down
about,
0-2
like,
to a
just
guy
straight up
with
asked
this
about
much
threesomes
weaponry,
twice in my
pitches he
life.
can
The
go
first
to,
one
not
was,
looking good.
my ex-girlfriend,
An end to this one.
after 4 years, like, so we dated for a year in high school, my first girlfriend. We dated for a year in high school. She was a year older than me, though, so it was my junior year. So she graduated and then moved away to Boston, so 3 hours away, for college. We didn't last nearly at all, like, after that, like, just about a month even, if and she met a guy who she's been with to this day. So that was 8 years ago now, 7.5. So she moved, and we had very little contact. We'd talk here or there, you know, very small conversations, barely talked at all. But